Now we'll see if the floodgates open. Gersich on goal! Yes, sir! Shane Gersich makes it 2!
After showing tremendous fight in Fargo, the season comes to an end for the reigning national champs in a game that no one will soon forget. This is North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry. I'm Alex Heinert. Coming up, we will take you to Shields Arena to relive the events of an emotional 90 minutes against Boston University in the first round of the NCAA Tournament. We'll also look back on the year that was and look ahead to what's happening with the program in the months to come, all with the head coach of North Dakota Hockey, Mr. Brad Berry. And Coach, a phenomenal game on Friday against Boston University. I mean, just talk about the battle that you guys had against the Terriers.
Yeah, you know what, it was one of those games where we kept playing the same way we have the last couple of months. I thought we did a lot of great things in the game and dominated over the course of the whole game. So again, can't question as far as our compete level and passion, our guys left everything on the table that game.
Yeah, certainly a lot more to say about that one coming up. This was a memorable game in a lot of different ways. Certainly the atmosphere lent itself, 5,000 fans down in Fargo, Shields Arena, mostly green and white, almost all green and white really. How did that atmosphere compare to some of the previous postseason runs your teams?
Well, again, the only other time we experienced was 2 years ago, and that was in Fargo also. And again, you can't say enough about our loyal and passionate fan base, not only at the Ralph, in Fargo, in Madison Square Gardens, wherever we traveled this year, they were there. And again, it was never more evident than that game this past weekend.
Yeah, certainly helping lift this team throughout this entire season. We're going to have full highlights from a memorable game against Boston University coming up next. Stick around.
North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
Welcome back. We're just starting the conversation about North Dakota's regional game against Boston University with Brad Berry. And Coach, going into this West Regional, kind of one of the big talking points, the health status of Tucker Pullman, who went down in that game against Duluth in the Frozen Faceoff Championship game. Obviously a tough decision to ultimately decide he wasn't quite ready to go. When did you make that decision, and what were some of the big factors in deciding it wasn't quite his time?
Well, first of all, it's a tough pill to swallow if Tucker's not in your lineup. But again, first of all, it's the player safety side of it and looking after the student athlete. Wasn't determined until the day before. Obviously, Tucker went through the week in rehab and different things like that, and it wasn't until the day before, and he was getting there. And again, I felt pretty confident that if we got through that game, there might have been an opportunity getting him in either that Saturday game or if we moved on to the Frozen Four for sure there.
Yeah, it's tough to be without UND's top team and against the team, especially with BU with so much top-end talent, 8 draft picks picked in the first or second round. But UND and the rest of the crew would be up for the challenge. Second time in 3 years, Shields Arena in Fargo, the site of the West Regional, meant a lot of green in the stands for this one, a matchup of two of the most storied programs in NCAA history with 13 national titles, 44 Frozen Four appearances between them. The game would live up to the billing, Brett, and you really took it to Boston early in this contest.
Yeah, you know what, I thought we had a lot of good looks early in the game and had the territorial play for the most part. And again, it was one of those situations where their goaltender played very well, and they did a good job of defending.
Yeah, you mentioned the goalie freshman Jake Ottinger, a Lakeville, Minnesota native, busy early and often. Cam Johnson didn't have too much to do in the first period. Came up with a big save here, though, on Kiefer Bellows on the breakaway.
Yeah, and again, that's what we're talking about. They didn't get a lot of looks, but they are very opportunistic when they did, and again, Cam made a great save there.
3 minutes left in the first. Great play along the boards from Brock Besser. Joel Janatuinen right there to kick it over to Rhett Gardner. The sophomore scores to make it 1-0.
Yeah, that hopefully started on our end of the rink off a face-off win, and we ended up pushing the puck up the ice and had a good forecheck going. Joel made a great play to get the puck over to Rhett to slide in for the first goal.
Yeah, nice finish here from Rhett for his 8th of the season to beat Ottinger 1-0, the score after one. Shots were even, 9-9, even though, again, UND with the majority of the chances. Started the second, though, BU would strike early. Nice little backdoor feed to make it 1-1.
Yeah, that's one of the plays that normally you don't see. Those are two defensemen making that play, a D-man passing the puck to the other D-man down below the goal line here. And again, we just lost coverage for a second, and they're very, very offensively gifted that way.
Yeah, first goal of the season there for the defensive captain, Doyle Summerby, 1-1, 2 minutes in. BU would keep up the pressure the first 5 minutes very much in the Terrier side.
Yeah, you know what? It's all about momentum, right? And they end up getting momentum for a short period of time. And again, Cam makes a great save here.
Another big stop in front as Johnson able to shut the door there. 2-on-1 opportunity here, and another save from Cam off the Bellows shot. This was really the last action he would have, though. He had 17 saves through 2, most of them coming in those opening 25 minutes or so. All UND there, really, from there on out.
Yeah, you know, I thought we got some, again, took over the momentum after that. Here, Trevor Olsen hit the post, unfortunately didn't go in, and again, you know, it's all part of the game, having the momentum go one way or the other.
Yeah, good sit up there. Olsen just missing the goal. You outshoot BU 16-9 in the second. The majority of those shots coming over the final 10 minutes. You had to feel good going into the third, but again, the Terriers coming out strong out of the intermission.
Yeah, I thought, you know, our start to the third wasn't the best here, and again, they score a goal, just having a puck below the goal line. We didn't have very good coverage in front of the net here in front of Cam, and they end up taking the lead here.
Yeah, Bobo Carpenter with the goal off the Clayton Keller feed, 2-1 at that point, just 28 seconds into the period. A couple of minutes later, again, UND had all the possession of the puck, but a quick breakaway. Jakob Forsbacka Carlson on the breakaway to make it 3-1.
Yeah, you know, again, this is a play that we're trying to press in the offensive zone there, and you know they got a guy behind us, and they made a nice play to score a goal here. So we're down by 2.
Yeah, momentum on the side of the quote-unquote home team here, but this is really what changed the game. 10:46 left, huge hit from Mike Cornall, shattering the glass. Not something you see very often. Took a long time to reset. Just talk about what this meant in terms of the flow of this contest.
Well, I think that this is part of a game of hockey. Sometimes this happens, and in our situation, I think it was a good thing. We huddled our guys together, and we talked about, you know, coming back here and what it would mean, and our guys responded. You know, They responded the right way.
Yeah, they certainly did. Just 3 minutes after that, a great face-off win from Dixon Bowen. Trevor Olsen leaving it there for Ludwig Hoff. Huge goal to make it 3-2.
Yeah, and again, like I said, it was a great play here to get the puck back and get in the goal, and this got us going.
Yeah, that really started the comeback road. The crowd got back into this contest. They were in it the entire way, but certainly the belief was there. Ottinger beat for just the second time in this one. 3 minutes later, Christian Wolanin, a great individual play here on the backhand to make it 3-3 to tie things up.
Yeah, again, not too long after we score the second goal, Christian makes a good play of coming into the slot area, gets a great pass, and this is a huge goal. And man, we had the momentum on our side. We had the fans on our side, and all the momentum was going.
Yeah, you could feel it in the building. It felt like maybe you'd have a chance to push your way through and get a go-ahead goal late in this contest. Brock Besser, a good chance here, putting the brakes on and nearly beating Ottinger. Really good save by the freshman to send it into OT.
Yeah, it was a great play. It was almost reminiscent of the Quinnipiac play where we scored in the national tournament there, but again, made a great save, and you know, we kept pressing.
So 3-3 the score after regulation. We're going to pause here for just a moment. Coach, you were down 3-1 in that third period, about 10 minutes to go. What were some of the keys to making that comeback and getting back and tying this thing up?
Well, believing. I think the first thing is believing in what we do. You know, there are a lot of times during the year, I think early in the first half of the season, where I don't think that would have happened. Our team has grown immensely, not only on the ice but off the ice, became more of a team and believed in themselves. So I think that was the very first thing. And again, guys growing in their roles, guys, you know, growing into the role that they had and finding a way to get it done.
Yeah, well, they certainly did in regulation. Great fight from this UND team. We'll have the highlights from overtime when we come back. Welcome back. North Dakota scores twice in the final 8 minutes against Boston University to send their first-round matchup in the NCAA Tournament to overtime. Sudden death OT, hockey without a safety net from Shields Arena. UND and BU had each played 5 OT games this year. Neither had suffered an official defeat in the extra frame. And only 4 minutes in, looked for all the world like you would keep that streak going. Great play here from Christian Wolanin to punch one in off the post. Dixon Bowen there to score what would appear to be the game winner.
Yeah, and it did. You know, obviously, you know, we had the momentum going into the overtime here and made a great play to wrap a puck in. We had, you know, Dixon went in and jammed the puck in. And again, to our knowledge right now, we've won the game and we're advancing.
And you can see the emotion on the guys. Bench is clear. Everybody's excited. But again, every goal in the NCAA tournament gets reviewed, and after a long decision as they look over, obviously the goal here is good, but they go back and look at the offside call.
Yeah, and to us, you know, obviously we didn't have this particular angle that we're looking at right now. We had a different angle, and from the angle we had, it was a goal, but obviously for this angle it showed a little bit different, and again, now we keep playing.
Yeah, one credit to your team, talking to the guys after the fact, they all said, hey, we were ready for that goal to not be allowed to get ready and get back on the ice, and then you nearly win it. About 10 minutes later, a great chance in front from Johnny Simonson.
Yeah, I don't know how this did not go in. You know, obviously had a shot, and then obviously a rebound, jamming the puck in here, and again, we did all the right things to try to get the puck to go in, but it didn't.
BU would not record a shot on goal in the first overtime period. Didn't mean they didn't come close, though, to scoring. Kiefer Bellows here batting this one out of the air off the pipe with 4 minutes to go. Little friendly tap there from, you had a bad bounce earlier, you get a good bounce here.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, that's one thing that you can't control is when it hits the pipe, and obviously that was a good bounce for us.
Still 3-3 again, scoreless after the first overtime. You go to the second OT, just 30 seconds in again, another big save from Johnson on the breakaway.
Yeah, another, they're a shifty team. They're an elusive team, and this Clayton Keller getting behind our D here, and I thought Cam did a good job of making a great save there.
Gase called for the hook to put him off the attempt, so a power play early in double OT for BU. Big save here from Cam Johnson as Jordan Greenway crashes in, knocks over Cam though to negate the penalty.
Yeah, Cam's been bumped into a lot here lately, and obviously it was huge that we go to 4-on-4 now. He makes a great save, but here he gets bumped into, and no, it's not a power play, it's 4-on-4.
Yeah, good for Johnson to stand his ground. As you said, 4-on-4. You nearly convert with the open night. Besser here hitting Hayden's shot. Great one-time attempt that Ottinger stops.
Yeah, it's, had a good look there. Obviously, Ottinger's a big body. He covers a lot of the net, making a good save there.
After the penalties expire, Trevor Olson here, again, this one goes just wide. A lot of chances again for your team in both single and double OT. Just couldn't quite find one to get one past.
No, that's right. The good thing is we're battling, we're competing, and we're getting opportunities for the looks.
8 minutes left in double OT. Clayton Keller, a great pass across again. Good vision here, hits Charlie McAvoy backdoor, and there's your game winner as BU takes it 4-3.
Yeah, and you know what, Keller, he had a couple opportunities in the game. He was pretty silent all night, but again, he's a top-end player, and he made one play here. And, at the end of the day, the difference between winning and losing is they made one more play than we did.
UND doubles up BU in shots and posts triple the shot attempts, but again, the season still comes to an end like that. 4-3 the final. UND finishes 21-16-3 on the year. Here's what the team had to say.
I thought we played a good game throughout the whole 60 minutes, and we played the way we wanted to. And that's a good team we just played, and I think we doubled their shots, and we really got pucks in the net, and we played our game. And obviously, things didn't go our way, and that's sports. There's nothing else to say about that.
2 overtimes, it doesn't get much more intense or emotional than that. But we had a good idea that there's going to be some ups and downs throughout the game, and I thought we did a great job sticking with it. I thought we played good hockey for just about each period.
I think one of the big momentum turners was when Gorney shattered that glass there, and we got kind of a time to regroup and resettle. And I mean, that's what I said to Bob's. I was like, this is good for us. This is what we need.
We knew we had it. We knew we just had to believe in our group. Coach Bradbury called us in and said this is going to be one of the best comebacks in college hockey history, and everyone believed it, and we did it, just except for the end.
It was tiring. It was a hard game, but again, I thought our guys, did everything we needed to do to win that game, and we just didn't get the outcome we wanted. Hats off to Gage Osmus and Matt Harinkyu. Everything that they've done for this program, they were the leaders this year, and they took us, down a great road.
I can't ask for anything more from coming to North Dakota, and all the success we've had, and the good memories I have. For me to ask for more would be selfish.
Well, there it goes, 4-3, the final, BU the winner. First of all, Coach, what a hockey game. I mean, 92 minutes, the longest NCAA tournament game in UND history. Your guys didn't look tired. A lot of credit to Mark Pullman and this staff and the guys for putting in the work to make sure their legs weren't feeling it at the end of this one.
Absolutely. They were going on adrenaline, and obviously Mark Pullman does a great job for guys in the strength side of it and the health side of it to be prepared and to have the longevity of a game like that.
Yeah, you really controlled pretty much every aspect of this one. Again, shot attempts were 145-67, shots on goal were 59-29, but it kind of been a story this season. Just the bounces weren't quite there, and a team that gets outplayed is able to get the victory.
Yeah, you know what, and it tells you one thing: the compete level and the work ethic of our team. That's the backbone of North Dakota hockey. The one thing that we're going to do in the offseason is make sure and refine our offensive game and making sure some of those opportunities come to fruition next year, and we do have more of a result on the scoreboard.
Sure, the team certainly left everything on the ice at Shields Arena, nothing to be ashamed of. We're going to have a chance to look back on the season with Coach and look ahead a little bit to the months ahead when we come back.
The first thing we said when we got into that locker room is this is fuel for next year, and I mean our fire's already burning, and we're going to use this in the summer, and I mean we're just going to keep rolling into the regular season next year.
Welcome back. With the loss to BU in the first round of the NCAA Tournament, the 2016-17 season now comes to a close for North Dakota hockey. And Brad, when you look back on this year, what do you think is going to stand out to you in retrospect?
Well, I think a team that has grown immensely from the first part of the season. We got off to a 5-0 start, and then from there was a few bumps in the road. Our team had a little bit of adversity through inconsistencies, and I'm very proud of the way our team found a way to, especially the last 2 months, play the right way at the right time. And again, that's part of North Dakota hockey. Our structure is going to be going into the summer of getting better as a team, growing our group, and making sure that the whole season is a consistent season. And at the end of the day, it's about trying to hang another banner, another green banner.
Yeah. You mentioned the youth. Again, this was a really young team. People forget, again, 19 underclassmen on this group. Took them a little bit maybe to gel, but when they did, they played exceptionally well down the stretch. That's got to give everybody out there a lot of hope for the future for this group.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, that's something that we never hang an excuse on is youth high, is being youthful. But it's very encouraging to know guys like Andrew Pesky and Colton Poolman and young players like that first come in our lineup have grown immensely, and they'll be a huge part of our group going forward next year.
Certainly a big part of the offseason now becomes who sticks around, who signs pro contracts. Brock Besser obviously has already done so, already scored a goal in the NHL, a wild 24 hours for Brock. Obviously as a coach, you love this group of kids, you want them to stick around, but it's got to be such a mix of emotions for you to see these guys make these tough decisions in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. And when we recruit players in North Dakota, they're going to have opportunities, whatever time frame that is here in North Dakota, to sign a pro contract. But the message to our players is, we won a championship a year ago. We fell just a little bit short this year. There's a burning desire to get back at the top of the mountain again here. And again, I hope our guys realize that, to have a commitment to come back and get that done again.
From a recruiting standpoint, that's obviously a big part that's still very much in flux depending on who leaves and who sticks around. What can you tell us about the plan for 2017 in that class?
Well, you know what, I think we're going to have another big class again coming in. When you have guys coming and going out of your program here, it's more apt to have bigger classes coming in. So we're going to have another big class. It's going to be a talented class. It'll be a dynamic class, and it'll be only a good class to add to what we already have here. So it'll be an exciting time for those young guys coming in. Yeah, we'll look forward to those announcements when they come this spring. Brad, again, thanks so much for your time, for your gracious time with us, both on and off the camera this year. Congrats again on another fine season. Excited to do it again with you next year. Thanks, Alex, but I want to thank you and Midco for doing such a fantastic job. You guys are world class. You guys are there all the time for us, and the exposure that you give our program, it's top end. So I want to thank you for all you and your hard work in Midco. We appreciate it. Privilege, certainly on our ends. Brad Berry. When we come back, you'll want to stick around. The best moments of the 2016-17 season are coming up next.
North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
For the first time in 4 seasons, UND will not be a part of the Frozen Four, but the NCHC still represented with 2 teams in the semis for the 3rd straight year. Denver plays Notre Dame, while Scott Sandlin's UMD Bulldogs will take on Harvard. Both of those games are April 6th in Chicago, with the title game set for April 8th. Well, that will do it for Season 5 of North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry. Special thanks to our producer, Darren Lean, our coordinating producer, Mike Derman, contributors Marty Mueller and Katie Hale, our key grip/cameraman, Jake Tracy, the entire staff here at Ralph Engelstad Arena, and of course, head coach Brad Berry for making this show possible. Until next September, I'm Alex Heinert. Thanks so much for watching. We're going to leave you with the best moments from 2016-17 for North Dakota Hockey.
Looking live inside Ralph Engelstad Arena in Grand Forks, North Dakota. Glad to have you with us.
It's going to be an intense atmosphere here tonight.
And we are underway as we drop the puck here to open up the season.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Back to Jost now. Eludes one man. The spin behind the cage. Tyson still with it. Over to Willanen. Nice stick move there to get by Cox.
He's all backwards, all tangled. He's Dominic Hasek style right there, folks.
Over to Besser, the slap shot. Yes, sir! Brock Besser! An opportunity for Troy Terry. Shrugged up right in front of the net. Gage Osmus. Big hit there by Hawk, putting a lick on Tiffles across center ice. Shane Gersich. The backhand. Shane Gersich with the goal! Pagansky now off the boards. Austin Pagansky to the backhand. 4-2 North Dakota. Now 1-on-none here. An open chance knocked away by Johnson.
There's a chance in front. Gardner scores for North Dakota.
Race line from Willanen to Janet Twainen. Joel Janet Twainen. How about a hat trick here in game number 3?
Look out, is cleaning house in there was North Dakota. That was Gardner who absolutely unloaded on Jared Thomas.
Here's Mike Gornall, skating in, Gornall to the backhand, and look what happened tonight.
From wide open, Wilkie, he shoots and scores.
Jost now, look at the moves, Tyson Jost, touchdown, 5-4 North Dakota. The second of the night for the freshman phenom, UND back on top.
That just gets things done.
Oh! Talk about getting things done, Johnny Robinson!
Spins away from a check. Jost, step 3 out in front and scores! What a move by Tyson Jost! Wolanin in front. Wolanin, he scores! And we're tied!
Wolanin, the defender, forehand, backhand, ties it up for North Dakota.